So today, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm going to cover how to 10x your odds of success in getting shippers as a freight broker and freight agent. So we have a lot to go over. There's a lot of notes here, okay? And I want to try to compress this. So I'm going to start out with this. The number one reason, the biggest reason why new freight brokers fail is because they lack the skills and systems around selling. They do not have the selling skills or systems they need in order to get shippers. That's the number one reason, in my personal opinion, why new freight brokers fail. And new freight brokers typically fall into two categories. The first category is they think that every shipper they call needs and wants what they have to offer and is going to do business with them. They think that everybody's just going to roll over and do business with them. So that's a little bit of naivety, and that's okay, but you learn very quickly that that's not the case, right? That's one category that they fit into new freight brokers and freight agents. The second category is they rely on luck and perfect timing, which is really just a function of a numbers game to ensure or to try to ensure that they get shippers. So they rely heavily on luck. Now, after having been an entrepreneur for over 27 years, me personally, after starting my freight brokerage in 2003, doing over $200 million in sales as a freight broker and training over 10,000 students, I can tell you neither of those one or two scenarios is good and or will consistently produce results. The way to 10x your odds of success is it's two-part. One, you have to develop your sales skills and, more importantly, a sales system. So get that in your head. So today, I'm going to share with you a framework, okay? It's a 9-part framework of my freight broker sales accelerator system. I am going to share with you the framework and the system that I used and I teach and that my students are using to grow 7-figure businesses. So we're going to start at the top, all right? So number one in this framework is you have to adapt a winning mindset. Now, everybody wants to ignore mindset, and I get it, but mindset is critically important. You have to have a proper mindset before you start selling. If you don't, I'm going to promise you, you're doomed to fail. All right. So that's number one. Number two, you need to understand who your prospect is. Now, I don't mean just at a surface level or a 50,000 foot view level. I mean, you need to get nitty gritty down into that 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, 100 foot level. Right? So you need to really understand who your customer is, which requires understanding not only your industry, but understanding your niche and understanding the company that you're approaching and understanding the prospect themselves, the actual person. All right. Number three, before you start contacting shippers via email or LinkedIn or phone or face-to-face, you have to create a compelling sales hook. You actually should create multiple, but a compelling sales hook is what differentiates you from 95 out of 100 other brokers or agents out there. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. Different is better than better. And what I mean by that is you need to approach them in a different manner than most brokers. You need to sound different. If you sound like everybody else, then you're going to get treated like everybody else. You're going to get the Heisman, okay? And you're going to hear no and you get a lot of rejection. And just so you guys know, the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator is going to be opening up for enrollment very soon, okay? It's going to be opening up for enrollment very, very soon. So I want to share with you really quickly how you guys can get on the wait list because there's only a limited number of people. So if you guys want to get on the wait list for the next enrollment of my Freight Broker Sales Accelerator coaching and training program, where I take that piece of my brain and teach you everything I know about how to get shippers with freight broker sales and using and deep diving into this framework going through the entire system of how to sell, right, and predictively get customers, you need to get on the wait list, okay? So go to freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA. All the details are there. Get on the wait list, because if you're not on the wait list, there's zero chance that you're going to get a chance to get enrolled. Now, this is not a free program. It's an investment on your part, but you're talking 10, 20, 50x times return on investment if you deploy what I teach, okay? So get on the wait list. That's going to be opening up in probably the next 3, 4, maybe 5 weeks, but probably the next 3 to 4 weeks, I'm going to open enrollment. And I limit it to about 100 people, okay? So it sells out really, 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 really fast. So get on that wait list. Number 4, you need to use a multi-touch point outreach strategy. Now, what do I mean by that? Most brokers, agents are very one-dimensional. It's just the phone. And what ends up happening is you get screened out and you don't make enough contacts, because the fact is you need to tell your story, and you need to go through this sales process with enough people in order for it to work. There is a certain amount of numbers that goes into sales, but you don't want to rely exclusively on numbers. So I teach a multi-touch point outreach strategy where not only are you using the phone, you're using email and social media and face-to-face and even direct mail in some cases. Okay, so I have a multi-touch point outreach strategy, which is a major part of the system, right? Number 5, you need to learn how to leverage questions to, number 1, qualify your prospect, and number 2, to build trust. Because number 1, you can't help every prospect that you talk to. That's a fact. You can't help every prospect that you talk to, because some of them don't need your help. Some of them don't want your help. And some of them you can't provide a valuable enough solution to. So you need to learn to qualify them and to build trust. And questions is how you do that. That's a big part of how you do that. So you need to learn how to leverage questions. That's number 5. Number 6, you need to learn how to overcome the 5 core objections that shippers can and will give you. There are really only about 5 real objections that shippers can give you. And if you understand the framework of how to overcome each one of them, and I teach you in the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator how to overcome each one of those objections with actual scripts and scenarios on how to do that, that's what you'll need. That's the confidence that you need when somebody gives you an objection, okay? Number 7, closing the sale without feeling slimy, right? Some people have an aversion to sales because of their past experiences. Maybe they went to buy a car at a used car lot and they didn't trust the salesperson and he was a little slimy. Or maybe they had another experience in sales, or maybe they knew somebody in sales who wasn't very ethical. But the fact is, I teach you how to close, and you need to learn how to close, right, the right way without feeling slimy. Number 8, this is a really important one. I want you to lean in really quick. I teach you, and you need to learn how to turn one load, the first load, into 6 or 7 figures through advanced customer retention strategies. Because here's the thing. The greatest part about being a freight broker is what is called the lifetime value of a shipper. If you only moved one load with a shipper and you made $200 and you had to go get another customer, you'd go broke really fast. But the fact is, a small customer, right, where you're making $200 per load and you're only doing one load per week, you're making over $10,000 a year in profit from one small customer. A little bit larger customer that's doing 5 loads a week, now all of a sudden you're making $50,000 a year in profit from that one customer. Now, if you have that customer for 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 years, just imagine how that adds up. But the key is you need to deploy advanced customer retention strategies in order to do that. And you can convert one load into 6 or 7 figures in profit, okay? And number 9, work smarter and not harder by leveraging modern technology, modern sales technology, okay? So there's a lot of technology out there now that can enhance the sales process, can make your job easier, finding and connecting and engaging with your prospects has never been easier. Never. Never in the history of sales has it been this easy if you learn how to deploy it and how to leverage it. Okay. So that's my 9-part framework, the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator framework. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you today is because you have to understand something. Luck is not a winning formula. Hope is not a winning formula. You have to have a proven sales system if you want to be successful in any business, but particularly the freight broker business, okay? Because it's all about B2B sales. It's all about having a sales process for learning how to find, connect, engage with your prospects and convert them into shippers, convert them into cash. And that's what I do. So if you guys are curious about how I do that and you want to be a part of my next Freight Broker Sales Accelerator, make sure you check out freightbrokerbootcamp.com/FBSA. It gives you all the details on there and there's a link. It's sold out right now. You can't even enroll right now because it's been sold out for months now. But I'm going to be opening it back up here in a very short period of time. So you need to get on the wait list. If you don't get on the wait list, there's zero chance you're going to be able to get a chance to be a part of the program. Now, part of this program is I do a 5-week live coaching program where I actually coach you on how to do this. All right. I coach you every step of the way. So not only do you get an online course and all the resources and lifetime access to that, lifetime support, but I'll also be your coach. So if you need help with getting shippers, or you want help with getting shippers, or maybe you're even a broker already and you've got some shippers, but you really want to ratchet up your game and deploy my sales system, this is an example of what's a part of my sales system. This is the framework that I teach, but there's a lot that goes into that, as you can imagine. So get on the Freight Broker Sales Accelerator waitlist. If you're just getting started and you're just learning and you're just curious about becoming a freight broker, freight agent, check out freightbrokerbootcamp.com. We've trained over 10,000 students, been in business over a decade, and I offer a 60-day, 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not happy, just email us. We'll give you your money back, okay? So thank you so much for being here. Truly appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe wherever you're listening, and make sure you tune in every Monday at noon for a new Freight Broker Bootcamp Live.